how to define your target audience, and why do we need to define them in the first place? Now, this is one of the biggest kind of trip ups when you're thinking about marketing your business online is, who am I actually marketing to, and why does that even matter? Well, let's talk a bit about why it matters. If you're thinking, let's take some of these little icons on the screen here. If you're thinking about marketing your service to everybody online, we've got some different careers here, some different demographics. We've got a pilot, we've got a chef. Okay, these people have all got different interests. They all maybe think slightly differently. They've got different training routines. It's really difficult to create a message that speaks to all of these people at once, and when we try to do that, it really dilutes our message. And it's kind of the case that if we try and market to everyone, we end up not marketing to anyone at all. It just doesn't resonate. And this is the trap that I see a lot of trainers jumping into, is they try and cast their net too wide. They think, if I go online, there's millions of people. If I just cast my net wide enough, then someone's going to come into the net. Okay. But what can happen is there's holes in the net, and there's different size fishes, and they can go through your holes, or you just end up with fishes in your net, crabs in your net that you don't want, that you don't want to work with, and they don't want to work with you, but they kind of come into your audience. So we want to get a bit more specific about who we want to work with, so that then we can create our marketing that really speaks to that person. This is a mindset shift from working in person, because in person, we work with everyone and anyone, and we work with different ages and different genders, and it really doesn't matter because we can help everyone. But the key aspect about online business is about marketing. And this is kind of a law of marketing, that you have to create a message that speaks to a specific individual. So let's talk about those individuals. And when you're trying to define your target audience, what sort of audiences could you pick to try and target? So number one here is, we've got a demographic. So you can go women in their 20s, or men in their 50s. And that's absolutely fine to do that. And that can be really a great message when someone comes across, a man in his 50s. Hey, I specialize in fitness for men in their 50s. Great, perfect. I'm 50 years old. Let's do it. And there's millions of people, obviously, that fit into those different age brackets. Psychographics. So this is when people have got, different interests, and we create maybe a community that speaks to what that person's aspirations or dreams or interests or emotional intelligence might speak to. So that could look like, if I've got a business that I want a community of strong and confident women, that's a psychographic of a type of woman that I'm trying to attract. Then you can go super niche and pick a particular profession. I know trainers that just work with teachers, for example. They are health and fitness trainers purely for teachers, because they know them inside out. They know exactly what the routine is. They know where they trip up, and they make content that speaks specifically to them. And there's millions of teachers in the world, right? So you can just pick a profession, whatever it may be, and say, this is who I want to work with, because maybe that's what you've done in the past, and you absolutely understand the troubles that they go through. And I see lots of trainers, NHS staff, recruitment consultants, hackers. I even know people that work with, these really niche professions. And then finally, I've got here, it could be that you train around a specific sport or interest. So it could be you're a bodybuilding coach. Could be that you coach people to go through high rocks, or specifically marathon running. So it could be that you attract any sex, any age, any psychographic into this particular interest or event sort of training.